Hold on, I need to share something you probably noticed but never quite put into words. Close your eyes for a sec and imagine. You're wrapping your arms around your grandma, your dad, or maybe an aunt who's been there for you forever, and there's this faint, unusual smell. It's not strong, not like they skipped a shower, but it's there. A bit musty, a bit different, something you can't quite pinpoint. You shrug it off, thinking, hey, that's just what happens when you get older, right? But what if I told you that smell isn't just aging? What if it's a simple fix you've been missing all this time? I know you've been there. Maybe it's during a Sunday dinner, sitting close to your grandpa, laughing over old stories, when you catch that whiff again. It's subtle, but it nags at you. You wonder, is this normal? Should I say something? Is it even a big deal? Deep down, you want them to feel good, to feel themselves, because they deserve that. That's why this matters so much. That little odor? It's not just a smell, it's a clue. A clue that could help you keep your loved one comfortable, confident, and wrapped in the dignity they've earned after all these years. It's about showing love in the smallest, most thoughtful ways, the kind that make their eyes light up when they feel cared for. In this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on something 99% of people don't know. The surprising reason behind that senior odor, and the one spot you need to clean properly to make it go away. I'm not talking about anything complicated, just a simple step you can start today. Plus, I've got 4 other hygiene tips that'll keep your loved one feeling fresh, cared for, and ready to enjoy their days. And trust me, you're gonna want to stick around until the end, because I'm sharing a game-changing trick that could totally transform how comfortable they feel every single day. This isn't just about odors. It's about giving them back a piece of their spark. So if you're here because you want to make life better for someone you love, do me a quick favor. Drop "I'm here" in the comments below. Let me know you're ready to learn how to care for your elderly loved ones in a way that makes a real difference. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button to join the ElderTalks Daily family. We're all about sharing practical, heartfelt tips to make caregiving easier and more meaningful. Let's dive in together. Your loved ones are counting on you. Hold on. I need to share something you've probably noticed but never quite put into words. You're ready to help your loved one feel their best, and I'm so glad you're here. Let's start with the first big thing you need to know. The surprising reason behind that senior odor that's been catching you off guard. Close your eyes for a sec and imagine. You're sitting next to your dad at the kitchen table, maybe sharing a cup of tea. He's always been so sharp, his shirt's ironed, his hair combed just right. The guy who never left the house without a splash of cologne. But lately, when you lean in to pass him the sugar, you catch this faint, musty smell. It's not like he skipped a shower. You know he's in there every morning, humming his old tunes. But it's there, lingering, and it makes you wonder, is this just what happens when you get older? It tugs at your heart because you want him to feel as confident as he always has. Here's what's really going on. As we age, our skin starts making something called 2-nonanol. It's a natural compound that gives off a distinct odor. Some folks call it musty, others say it's a bit greasy. It's not about your dad slacking on hygiene, it's just how his skin's chemistry changes over time. This stuff loves to hang out in spots where oils and sweat collect, like the folds of the neck and behind the ears. Those areas are like little hideouts for this odor, especially if they're not cleaned just right. Why does this matter? Because that smell can chip away at his confidence, even if he doesn't say it out loud. He might notice people pulling back a bit, and that can make him feel smaller than he deserves. But you noticing this? That's your chance to step in with love and make a difference. Now, you might have heard someone say, "Oh, that's just how old people smell." Or maybe you've thought it's because he's not washing enough. That's what most families assume, and it's so easy to fall into that trap. You might even be tempted to nudge him to shower twice a day or slather on more deodorant. But here's where that goes wrong. Aging skin is delicate, way thinner than it used to be. Piling on extra showers or harsh soaps can strip away its natural oils, leaving it dry, itchy, or even cracked. That's not just uncomfortable. It can make him feel worse, physically and emotionally. It's not about bathing more. It's about bathing smarter. So what can you do to help? Focus on that key spot, the neck and behind the ears. Every day, help him wash those areas with a mild, fragrance-free soap. Something gentle, like a baby soap or one made for sensitive skin. Grab a soft washcloth and lightly scrub to lift away dead skin cells that trap odor. Don't rush this part. Think of it as a little moment of care, like you're saying, "I've got you." After washing, pat the skin completely dry. Moisture left behind can make things worse by letting bacteria hang out. If his skin feels tight or flaky afterward, a dab of a light, non-irritating moisturizer can keep it soft without clogging pores. It's such a simple routine, but it's like handing him back a piece of his old spark. That feeling of stepping out into the world knowing he's at his best. You've got the secret to tackling that main odor now, but there's another spot that's super easy to overlook. Let's talk about why your loved one's scalp might be causing trouble next. You've got the secret to tackling that main odor now, but there's another spot that's super easy to overlook. Let's talk about why your loved one's scalp might be causing trouble. Close your eyes for a sec and imagine. You're visiting your aunt, the one who's always been the life of the family, with her stories and her perfectly styled hair. She still makes it to her weekly hair appointments, coming back with that familiar bounce in her step. But lately, when you're close, maybe helping her pin up a curl or just sitting nearby, you notice her hair smells a bit off. It's not dirty, not like she skipped washing, but there's this stale, heavy scent that doesn't match her vibrant spirit. You wonder, is it her shampoo? Did they use something weird at the salon? It's confusing, and it makes you ache a little, because you know how much pride she takes in looking her best. Here's what's really happening. As we age, our scalps start to change. They produce more oil than they used to, and they shed more dead skin cells, creating a perfect little playground for bacteria. That mix can lead to a smell that's less than fresh, even if she's washing regularly. On top of that, things like arthritis or shaky hands can make it hard for her to scrub her scalp properly. Maybe she's struggling to reach up or rinse thoroughly, but she's too proud to admit it. This isn't about her not trying, it's about her body throwing new challenges her way. And why does this matter? Because an itchy, smelly scalp can make her feel uncomfortable in her own skin, dimming that spark she's always had. You noticing this is your chance to show her she's still worth every bit of care. Now you might think, okay, I'll just get her a new shampoo, something fancy with a nice scent. That's what a lot of people do, and it's such an easy mistake to make. Or maybe you figure washing her hair less often is fine, since she's not out running around. But here's where that goes wrong. Harsh shampoos, especially ones with sulfates or strong fragrances, can irritate her scalp, making it red or flaky. And washing too infrequently? That lets oil and dead skin pile up, turning that stale smell into a bigger problem. It's not about fancy products or cutting corners. It's about finding a routine that works for her aging scalp. So, how can you help? Start by picking a gentle, sulfate-free shampoo. Something made for sensitive skin, or even a baby shampoo works great. Aim to wash her hair 2 or 3 times a week, not every day, to avoid drying out her scalp. If she's got mobility issues, you can make it easier for her. Try a no-rinse shampoo cap. Those are like a little miracle for days when washing is too hard. Or, if you're helping her, take a moment to gently massage the shampoo into her scalp with your fingertips. It's not just about cleaning, it's about loosening that buildup and giving her a moment of care that feels like a warm hug. Rinse thoroughly, and if her hair feels dry, a light conditioner can keep it soft without weighing it down. This simple routine can make her feel fresh and ready to shine, like she's stepping out of the salon every time. Scalp care is a big deal, but there's another spot that can sneak up on you with odors. Let's dive into why your loved one's feet might need some extra attention. Scalp care is a big deal, but there's another spot that can sneak up on you with odors. Let's dive into why your loved one's feet might need some extra attention. Close your eyes for a sec and imagine. You're at your grandpa's house, maybe watching his favorite old Western on TV. He kicks off those cozy slippers he wears every day, the ones he swears are the comfiest things ever. But as he props his feet up, you catch this funky smell. Sharp, almost sour, definitely not what you expected. You know he's diligent about washing. He's told you 100 times how he scrubs his feet in the shower. So you're left scratching your head thinking, what's going on here? Is this just how feet get when you're in your 80s? It's awkward and your heart sinks a bit because you don't want him to feel embarrassed, not even for a second. Here's the truth. Aging feet have their own set of challenges. As we get older, our feet become a hot spot for fungal infections and sweat buildup. This is especially true for someone like your grandpa, who might have diabetes or poor circulation, conditions that make it easier for bacteria and fungi to set up shop. That smell isn't just a random quirk, it's a sign that something's thriving where it shouldn't. Regular soap, even the good stuff, often can't tackle those stubborn microbes hiding in the creases of his feet. And here's why this matters. That odor isn't just a nuisance. It can signal the start of bigger problems, like infections or sores, that could make walking painful or even dangerous for him. You noticing this gives you the power to keep him comfortable and safe, so he can keep enjoying his westerns and his walks to the mailbox. Now, it's so easy to think, oh, that's just old feet, and let it slide. A lot of families do. They figure it's no big deal, just a part of aging, or they grab the strongest soap in the house, thinking it'll blast the smell away. But that's where things go wrong. Ignoring the odor lets fungi dig in deeper, which can lead to cracked skin or worse. And those heavy-duty soaps? They might smell nice, but they often miss the mark on killing fungi and can dry out his skin, making it more prone to irritation. It's not about scrubbing harder, it's about targeting the real problem. So what can you do to help? Make foot care a daily ritual, but keep it simple and gentle. Get an antifungal soap. Look for one with ingredients like tea tree oil or meconazole, something made to fight fungi. When he's washing, make sure he, or you if you're helping, focuses on the spaces between his toes where moisture loves to hide. That's where the trouble starts. After washing, dry his feet thoroughly, every nook and cranny, because even a little dampness can keep the odor coming back. A sprinkle of antifungal foot powder can help keep things dry throughout the day. And here's a big one. Encourage him to swap out those cozy slippers for breathable shoes, at least part of the time, and make sure he's changing his socks every day, ideally to cotton or moisture-wicking ones. These steps are like armor for his feet, keeping them fresh and healthy so he can stay on the move without worry. Feet are one thing, but there's another area that can catch you by surprise with odor changes. Let's talk about what's happening with your loved one's underarms. Feet are one thing, but there's another area that can catch you by surprise with odor changes. Let's talk about what's happening with your loved one's underarms. Close your eyes for a sec and imagine. You're helping your mom sort through her laundry, folding her favorite cardigan that she wears to her book club. She's always been so put together. Her morning routine is like clockwork, with deodorant applied before she even thinks about breakfast. But lately, when you're close, maybe handing her a hanger, you notice a sharper smell from her underarms. It's not the usual sweat you'd expect after a workout. It's different, almost metallic, and it's there even though she's as active and careful as ever. You're stumped, thinking, she's still hiking with her friends? Still so full of life? Why is this happening? It tugs at you because you know how much she values feeling fresh and confident, and you want to help without making her feel like she's slipping. Here's what's going on. As we age, our bodies go through hormonal shifts, even well into our later years. Those changes can tweak the way sweat smells, making underarm odor more noticeable, sometimes with a stronger, more distinct edge. On top of that, medications, maybe her blood pressure pills, cholesterol meds, or even something for arthritis, can mess with sweat chemistry, adding to the problem. It's not about her doing anything wrong. It's just her body navigating a new normal that nobody really talks about. And this matters because that smell can make her second-guess herself, maybe hesitate before raising her arm to wave at a friend or joining in on a group hug. You noticing this is your chance to step in with care, to remind her she's still the vibrant woman who lights up every room. Now, it's tempting to think, I'll just get her a stronger deodorant, something heavy-duty. That's what most people do, and it's such an easy trap to fall into. Or maybe you've heard someone say, oh, that's just aging, nothing you can do about it, and you start to believe it's hopeless. But those are big mistakes. Slathering on extra deodorant, especially the kind with aluminum or strong scents, can clog her pores and irritate her thinning skin, making things worse. And giving up. That's letting her feel stuck with something that's totally manageable. It's not about masking the smell or throwing in the towel. It's about tackling the root cause with a gentle, smart approach. So, how can you help? Start with a daily wash using an antibacterial soap for her underarms. Look for one with mild ingredients. Something like hibiclens or a tea tree oil. Wash works great to knock out the bacteria causing that odor. Have her lather up, let it sit for a moment, then rinse well. After drying, skip the heavy antiperspirants and go for a natural deodorant, one that's free of aluminum and fragrances to keep her skin happy. If you're helping her, make this a quick, caring moment. Maybe chat about her book club while you're at it. So it feels like a connection, not a chore. And here's a key step. If that smell sticks around despite your efforts, it might be worth a gentle conversation with her doctor. Some medications can amplify this issue, and a small tweak in her prescription could make a big difference. These steps are like giving her back that carefree feeling of stepping out into the world, knowing she's got nothing holding her back. Underarms are tricky, but there's one final hygiene tip that pulls everything together. Let's talk about why your loved one's clothes might be holding on to odors. Underarms are tricky, but there's one final hygiene tip that pulls everything together. Let's talk about why your loved one's clothes might be holding on to odors. Close your eyes for a sec and imagine. You're at your uncle's place, maybe helping him organize his closet for the season. He reaches for his favorite cardigan, the one he wears to every family barbecue, the one that's practically part of his personality. You smile as he slips it on, but then, as you're standing close, you catch a faint stale smell. It's not strong, but it's there, lingering in the fabric even though you know he just washed it. You're puzzled, thinking, he's so careful with his laundry, how is this happening? Is it him or is it the clothes? It's a quiet moment that stings a little, because you know how much he loves looking sharp, and you want him to feel as good as he did when he first bought that cardigan. Here's what's really going on. As we age, our skin produces oils that are stickier and more persistent than they used to be. Those oils, along with the natural odors we've been talking about, cling to clothes like nobody's business, especially synthetic fabrics like polyester or blends that don't breathe well. Your uncle's cardigan might look clean coming out of the wash, but standard laundry detergents often can't break down those oils completely. The result? A stale, lingering smell that follows him around, no matter how many times he runs the washing machine. This matters because clothes are more than just fabric. They're part of how he expresses himself, how he feels ready to face the world. If his favorite cardigan doesn't feel fresh, it can dull his confidence, make him hesitate before heading out to meet his buddies for coffee. You noticing this is your chance to keep him feeling like the man who lights up every barbecue. Now it's so easy to think, I'll just wash his clothes more often, twice a week, maybe 3 times. That's what a lot of people do, hoping the extra cycles will do the trick. Or maybe you figure his regular detergent is fine and you skip any extra steps because laundry's already a chore. But those are mistakes that can backfire. Washing too much can wear out his favorite pieces, fraying the seams or fading the colors he loves. And sticking with basic detergent? It might get surface dirt out, but it's not tough enough to tackle those deep-set oils and odors. It's not about working harder at the laundry. It's about working smarter with a few simple tricks. So how can you help? Next time you're doing his laundry, add a cup of white vinegar to the rinse cycle. It's like a secret weapon. Vinegar neutralizes those stubborn odors and breaks down the oils without harming the fabric. Pair it with a detergent designed for tough smells, like one made for activewear or even pet owners. Those are formulated to handle heavy oils. If you can, wash his clothes in warm water, but check the labels to keep that cardigan safe. And here's a pro tip. Whenever possible, air dry his clothes outside in the sunlight. The sun's UV rays are a natural deodorizer, and the fresh air gives fabrics a clean smell that no dryer sheet can match. If outdoor drying isn't an option, a low-heat dryer setting with a wool dryer ball can help fluff things up without trapping smells. These steps are like giving his wardrobe a reset, so every time he pulls on that cardigan, he feels ready to take on the day. These 5 tips can transform your loved one's comfort, but let's talk about why noticing these changes is so emotional and what you can do about it. Close your eyes for a sec and imagine you're sitting with someone you love, your grandma, your dad, your uncle, and you catch that faint odor again. Or maybe you notice their favorite shirt isn't as fresh as it used to be. It's such a small thing, but it hits you hard. It's like a little whisper reminding you that time is moving faster than you'd like, that they're not as invincible as they once seemed. You start thinking back to when your grandma would scoop you up for a hug, smelling of lavender and home, or when your dad would come in from mowing the lawn, all sweaty but still somehow comforting. Now these changes, the smells, the extra care they need, feel like a sign they're slipping away, and that's heavy. You might even feel a pang of guilt, wondering, why didn't I notice this sooner? Have I been too busy, too distracted? Those thoughts can weigh on you, make you feel like you're not doing enough for someone who's given you so much. But here's where I need you to pause and really hear me. You're not failing them. You're here right now, listening, learning, caring enough to want to make things better. That guilt? It's just proof of how much you love them, how much you want their days to be filled with dignity and joy. Noticing these changes isn't a burden, it's a gift. It's your chance to step into their world, to see what they might be too proud or too quiet to say out loud. That musty smell, that stale cardigan, that moment of hesitation before they join the family at the table. It's all part of aging, yes, but it's also an opportunity for you to show up in a way that matters. You're not just cleaning their neck or washing their clothes. You're saying, I see you, I love you, and I'm here to make sure you feel like yourself. So instead of letting these moments overwhelm you, let's flip the script. See them as a call to action, a way to pour your love into something practical and powerful. Every time you help your loved one with one of these hygiene tips, you're giving them back a piece of their confidence, a reason to smile a little wider. Washing behind their ears or tossing some vinegar in the laundry isn't just about odor. It's about helping them walk into a room feeling fresh, ready to share their stories or crack their favorite jokes. You're not fighting against aging, you're preparing to make their days as comfortable and joyful as possible. And that's huge because to them, your care feels like a warm embrace, a reminder that they're still cherished, still important. Here's what I want you to do. Don't wait another day. If you've noticed any of these changes, an unusual smell, a shirt that doesn't smell right, a routine that's getting harder for them, pick one thing from what we've talked about and start today. Maybe it's grabbing a gentle soap for their neck or helping them wash their feet with a little extra care. Maybe it's adding that cup of vinegar to their next load of laundry. These are small steps, but they add up to something massive, a life where they feel cared for, respected, and loved. You don't need to do it all at once. Just start somewhere and let each moment of care build on the last. You're not just their caregiver, you're their partner in keeping their spirit bright. And let me leave you with this. Caring for someone you love as they age is one of the hardest things you'll ever do, but it's also one of the most beautiful. It's not always easy. There will be days when you're tired, when you wonder if you're getting it right. But with a little patience, a little awareness, and these simple strategies, you can make their world so much brighter. You're giving them days where they feel fresh, confident, and ready to soak up every moment with you. You're not just helping them live, you're helping them shine. You've got this, and they're so lucky to have you in their corner. You've got this, and they're so lucky to have you in their corner. Now let's wrap this up with a quick look back at what we've learned and some ways you can keep this conversation going to make a real difference for your loved one. Let's take a moment to recap the 5 key things we've talked about today. First, we uncovered the surprising cause of that senior odor. It's not just aging, but a natural compound that builds up in places like the neck and behind the ears, and a gentle wash can make all the difference. Then we talked about scalp care, how oil and dead skin can create a stale smell, and how a simple shampoo routine can keep things fresh. We also dove into foot hygiene, where fungal issues can cause stubborn odors, especially for folks with diabetes or circulation challenges, and how antifungal soap and dry feet are game changers. Next, we tackled underarm odor, which can get sharper with hormonal shifts or medications. But an antibacterial wash and a doctor's chat can set things right. And finally, we explored why clothes, like that favorite cardigan, hold on to smells, and how a splash of vinegar and some sunlight can bring them back to life. These aren't just tips. They're your chance to step up, to show your loved one you're paying attention and you care enough to act. Now, I want to hear from you because you're not just watching this. You're part of a community that's all about lifting each other up. Have you noticed any of these odors with someone you love? Maybe it was a moment that caught you off guard, like smelling your mom's sweater or your grandpa's slippers. Or maybe you've got a hygiene trick that's worked wonders, something you figured out through trial and error that you're proud to share. Drop it in the comments below. I'm dying to read your stories and ideas. And here's something to chew on. Some people swear that senior odor is just a fact of life, something you can't do anything about. But others like us know it's fixable with the right steps. What do you think? Is it just aging, or is there more we can do? Let's get that conversation going in the comments, because your thoughts could spark something for someone else out there. If this video has opened your eyes to new ways to care for your loved one, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button to let me know it resonated with you. And if you want more practical, heartfelt tips like these, subscribe to ElderTalks Daily. It's completely free, and every video we put out is packed with ideas to make caregiving a little easier, a little more meaningful. When you join our family, you're signing up for a steady stream of ways to keep your loved one's days bright and comfortable, so you never feel like you're going it alone. Before I let you go, I just want to say thank you for being here, for caring so deeply about the people who mean the world to you. You're part of something special, the ElderTalks Daily family, where we're all about staying compassionate, staying informed, and finding joy in the little moments of care. I can't wait to see you in the next video, where we'll dive into more ways to make your loved one's golden years truly golden, filled with love, dignity, and maybe a few extra laughs. Until then, keep showing up, keep loving fiercely, and take care of yourself because you're doing something incredible. See you soon.